When it comes to getting waves, it seems like barely anyone knows what the heck they're talking about. So I figured that I'll turn to an expert. And since this guy has a PhD in getting waves, today I'll be examining the waver PhD in waves. I'll be going over what he got right, what he got wrong, and what you can do to get the best results on your waves possible. And at the end of the video, I will be revealing my secret shine method, which is guaranteed to have your waves shinier, more laid, and look better than ever before.
I just got a haircut. I got a low fade and my hair is at a 2. I like to keep my hair on the thicker side. I know a 2 isn't really that long, but I don't like to go below a 2. Lowest I'll go is a 1.5. But I like to keep my hair thick enough so I can comb my hair because I like when I'm able to pull and control my curls. So I do like to keep my hair around a 2.5. I did a wash and style before I got a haircut just to make sure my hair is super trained and super laid. So I do recommend doing a wash and style before you get a haircut, just to wash out all your old products and just to make sure your hair is laid and you could see your waves before you jump in that barber chair.
So far, PhD in waves is spot on. Cutting down to a 2 with the grain is probably the best hair length to cut down to, because anything below a 1.5, as he just said, is too low, and I would argue that a 1.5 is too low. In general, you really only want to cut to a 1.5 1 to 2 times a year if you really want to flex and take really good pictures of your waves. After around 1 to 2 weeks of having a 1.5, it all really just goes downhill. And yes, contrary to popular belief, you want to wash your hair before, not after your haircut. PhD in waves perfectly explains that you want to wash your hair before a haircut to get rid of those nasty products and so you don't ruin your barber's clippers. The one thing I wouldn't recommend what PhD in waves got here is the specific haircut he got here. This is not a good haircut to get for beginners because what you're doing, you're just getting rid of 2 to 3 weeks of progress. Beginners, you want to stay away from any non-taper type of fades, and for intermediate wavers, you really want to make sure that you're not going beyond a high taper. If your waves are elite, you can get a high taper, but for beginners and intermediates, stick to those medium tapers. There are in fact a lot of good haircuts you can get that don't involve fading your hair and fading your waves and losing progress. So find what you like, experiment, do your research, but don't lose progress just for your hair looking a little bit better.
Alright wavers, so the first thing I do is I spray my hair with some water just to hydrate my curls and add moisture back into my hair.
So if you watched any of my previous videos before, you'll know that water is the enemy of waves and you want to avoid getting your hair wet at all costs. The only time your hair should be wet is when you're doing a wash and style, because now water becomes your best friend, allowing you to make the most progress you can just because of how good the wash and style method is. And the only reason why water becomes harmless here is because of the lather from the soap. The lather is what lays down your hair. I'll get to why water is really bad for your hair in a second. Adding a little bit of water like PhD in waves kind of can be a little bit beneficial because it adds a little base of moisture before you go on with your moisturizer. But honestly, you're just edging. And you're way better off playing it safe and not putting any water at all. If you're gonna put any amount of water, make sure you're only putting a tiny sprinkle, and I would recommend using some sort of mister like this, or just a little. That's it. That might be too much. No, that's perfect. What I just did is perfect. Anything more than that and you'll experience the negative effects of having water. Waves are literally curls that are laid down, and what water does is raise your curls and makes it really hard, if not impossible, to lay your hair down. And also, even though PhD in waves didn't address this in this video, I get a lot of comments saying, should I rinse my hair? How often should I rinse my hair? Rinsing your hair, specifically rinsing your waves, is one of the worst things you can do. There's a reason why even after the wash and style, why your hair is so dry, is because you're rinsing out all the products, all the nutrients out of your hair. Rinsing your hair is one of the worst things you can do. If you sweat a lot, if you do sports, you might be tempted to rinse your hair out. Please don't do that. Instead, just wear a do-rag, go through the sweat. I promise you, your sweat, dang it. No, I was about to say something nasty. If you have such a big problem with sweating, you're one wash style away from just fixing it. And as you know, you can't really wash your hair like back to back to back, because you can end up just drawing your hair out and making it 10 times worse. Then invest in an all-natural shampoo or conditioner bar from a VOB. Then you'll be able to essentially overwash if you need to, if you're really sweating. And to be honest, what I found, I work out a lot. I work out with my do-rag a lot. I only wash my hair 2 to 3 times a week. My hair is never smelly. So I don't think smell from sweat is as big as a problem as it seems to be. I know like people with different genetics and switch it, and it sounds a little bit nasty what I'm saying right now. But just never rinse your hair out. Please, just don't rinse your hair out and try to avoid getting your hair wet at all costs.
I just grab a comb and I comb everything throughout my hair. As y'all can see, I'm starting from my crown and I'm flowing directly all the way into my pattern. This is just so my whole pattern flows with each other. You want to start at your crown and then work your way down, just like that.
Oh my gosh, that's so... There are so many things wrong with this part. After he gets his haircut, after he cuts his hair to a 2 with the grain, after all of that, he combs his hair out. Combing your hair out is one of the worst things you can do after you get a haircut. And it doesn't even make sense. I don't know why he's combing his hair out anyways. Combing your hair out when I can literally see your scalp, all you're really doing is just making your hair frizzy. You don't have enough hair to comb, there's nothing to comb. Combing elongates your curls and really just like improves your waves. You don't have any hair to comb here. And also, combing is gonna ruin your haircut. You just got a haircut. Everything's in place, all the enhancements you paid for. Your $20, $30, $40, $50 haircut just goes to waste if you go ahead and comb out everything right after. It doesn't make any sense. Please do not comb after you get a haircut. There's no reason to.
After I use a comb, after I lift my hair up with a comb, I jump in with a soft brush.
And then after he goes ahead and combs all his hair out and makes it frizzy, he goes ahead and only uses a soft brush to lay it down. Now in the video, he says that his hair is low enough so the soft brush can go ahead and lay it down. But I don't think this is completely true. He will experience a lot better results if he had just went in with a medium brush for 5 to 10 more minutes. So if you use a medium brush, he'll be able to brush for less time and make more progress.
You could brush until your hair is fully dry.
So here he says you should brush until your hair is fully dry. There is something called the brush till dry method, but I think that's a pretty flawed method. Brushing wet hair is a pretty bad thing to do, but brushing wet hair from water, and he already used water, but he did go over that water with some moisturizer. But your hair really should never really be wet whenever you're brushing. It shouldn't be too wet unless you're doing a wash and style, of course.
My crown area was acting up a little bit, so I had to go back in with the comb to really part out my crown again. So that's a good tip. A comb does a better job at, parting out your crown than a brush does. It just detangles your curls and it spreads your curls in a way that really helps isolate your crown.
Now here, PhD in waves, honestly, he is the master of knowing your angles and knowing your crown angles. So every single thing he said regarding your angles is spot on. Essentially what he's showing is brushing from the crown and going down, prioritizing your crown as the main thing when you're brushing, the main angle to focus on. Because like I always say, if your crown is flawless, you're gonna get flawless waves if you just, in a matter of time, if you just follow your crown angles. So good job, the PhD in waves here. Now he's really flexing his PhD. Anyway. Oh, wait. I forgot to say this. Also, although I went crazy on him with the combs, using a comb is still the best way to maintain and control and make progress on your crown. Even if you have a fresh cut, because the location of the crown is all the way up here, it's not really going to interfere with your hairline or really the part of your waves that people can see the most and look good. So it's a lot easier, and it's also a lot easier to lay down your crown opposed to laying down all of your waves. So if you have to put your crown back in place because you just did a wash and style, then after the cut, your crown really can make progress with every brush stroke or every comb. So go ahead and fix your crown back into place. Nothing wrong with that.
Then I like to quickly get in a session with the plastic bag just to get rid of any frizz before I put in my next product, which is shea butter. This is just to give me a slight hold to my waves and to also lubricate and seal in that moisture. And then last but not least, I get in the plastic bag just to help the products fully absorb into my hair.
Here we go again. No cussing, bro.
No more saying cuss words, guys.
So first he does the plastic bag method, which is okay. Now it's an outdated method. We don't really do that anymore because we have lay down pads. But nothing really wrong with using a plastic bag. But then he proceeds to put shea butter on a plastic bag. I didn't actually have this a part of my script, but I'm going to show you why this is just not a good thing to do. Don't do this method. Instead, I have a better method, which I'll show you right now. After I'm getting done with the main brush session, I go ahead and I take the harder lay down pad that I have, and I just lay my hair down. I continue to lay it down as much as I can. When I'm done with that, I take my softer lay down pad, then I apply a nice light penetrative oil. It can't be sealant, and then I apply it just like this. And after we tie our do-rags up, when we take it off in around 30 minutes to an hour, we'll get a really nice, shiny, and vibrant effect on your waves. The more laid your hair down is, the better. So not following some of the advice like combing your hair out in this video, but instead just using a soft brush to moisturize and things like that after a fresh cut, you'll never see better results just like this. And because I use a butter moisturizer, I don't run into the issue of having to use a shea butter because there's not enough hold in my hair, because this moisturizer right here already comes with enough hold. And if for whatever reason I'm going out, or my hair's extra long and I'm going out and I need just a little bit more hold, and I'm very against using normal pomades, but I do like using this all natural pomade, so I'll go ahead and I'll use this. So I just want to get good looking waves with good hold without sacrificing my hair health. These two products are how I'm able to do so. Of course, products I use will be listed in the description, and if you use code MANJ15, you get an extra 15% off. We want to switch to all natural products, so there's a little discount to make it a little bit easier. Store-bought products are pricier, natural products can be even pricier, but your health really is priceless. Watch this video right here to learn more. Thanks for watching. God bless. Bye.